All right, fingers crossed this one actually records. So lesson 5.4, our learning target here is that I can write an equation for a circle given a radius and a center, and identify the radius and center when given the equation. So it means you can work forward and you can work backward. So here's the big stuff. The equation of a circle has a center that they always use the letters HK. That's always the coordinate. Normally, you probably remember, our coordinates are normally x comma y. What you'll notice is both of them are in alphabetical order. Like it goes X, Y, Z, and then in the alphabet, it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, H first, K second. So they're both alphabetical. And then the radius, they're going to use the letter R for radius. So in the equations, what happens is the X's and the H's go together, because again, they're both alphabetical. And then the Y's and the K's go together. Again, they're alphabetical. This also has to do with the Pythagorean theorem. I'm not going to get super in depth into it because I don't want to confuse you guys. But if you're curious at a later time, I'm happy to explain it to you, okay? Or just kind of show you a little bit more. So we're going to just do a couple examples. I'm going to copy that equation a little bit lower so that we can see it down here. Just to be clear, you guys, this is a K. This is how I draw my lowercase k's. People think it's an R. Capital R looks like this. My lowercase k looks like that. I'm sorry. So just remember that the center is HK and the radius is R. So in these examples, it says write an equation that creates the circle with a center at 5, 6 and a radius of 5. So this is H. This is K, and this is R. So in our equation, we're going to go X minus H squared plus Y minus K squared equals 5 squared. And that's it. That's a lie. There's just one extra little thing. You got to go X minus 5 squared plus Y minus 6 squared equals, what is 5 squared? What is 5 times 5, you guys?
25.
Yes. So this is what this would be your final solution. Okay. So in the next one, this one, we got H, K, R. They want us to write the equation. So we would go X minus H. Now here's where we got to be careful. It's minus -3 squared plus Y minus K is -8 squared equals 7 squared. And now let's simplify this, okay? So this is like the final line. X minus -3, what is that actually? What is minus a negative?
A positive.
It is. So it's going to become X plus 3 squared plus, and then here, what's this one going to become?
Also positive.
Thank you. And then 7 squared is 49. So I've told this, if you guys took this class or talked with me at all in the past about this, I've told the story, but I'm so serious. I was teaching this and I could not get kids to understand the relationship between the coordinates and the result. And there was this girl who literally every time I looked at her, she was just in the back of the room. This was when duck face, like duck lips were cool. She'd be like duck lipsing in the back. And I was like, it made me crazy. But I spent truly and honestly 2 days trying to explain to my kids like how this works. And she all of a sudden just said something so simple and so clear. I was like, oh, I'm annoyed by how perfect that was. And so now I just tell people what she said. So here's what she said. She said, if it is negative in the coordinate, it's going to be the opposite in the equation. If it's negative in the coordinate, it's going to be opposite in the equation. Here it's positive. That means it's going to be negative in the equation. This one's positive. It's going to be negative in the equation. So the point is, whatever the numbers are in the coordinate, it's the opposite in the equation, and vice versa. So if one's positive, the other one is negative. Okay. I swear I just heard someone send a message. What? Oh. Mumtaz, yes, it's a hand up. Okay.
My Chromebook's about to die and I don't have a charger.
Okay. I'm recording, so how have you been charging it?
No, my charger's not even working.
Oh, did you try the help desk? Did they get you a new?
Yeah, but they told me to wait and we're gonna call you back.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a big problem because then you can't do your work.
Yeah. This will be recorded, so when it gets charged, it will be there for you, okay? No stress, there's no like hard deadline, don't stress about it, okay? It'll be available for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to try to do. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see the format. I want you on a piece of paper. You don't need to like do anything crazy, but on a piece of paper, can you please try to find the final expression, the final equation? Can you try to come up with this, the circled piece for this question? I'm going to give you a minute here. Okay, I'm going to give you a few more seconds and then we'll go through it together and see if you guys got it, okay? Okay, so we'll start like this. We'll go x minus h. So h is the first number, so 5 squared, plus y minus k is the second number. The second number is -9, so that means this is going to be a +9 inside the equation. Equals, the r is 9, so 9 squared. So we get x minus 5 squared plus y plus 9 squared equals 81, and that's our final solution for that one. How many of you got that one? Let me rephrase that. There's 3 parts. I want to know, here's one part, that's 2, and that's 3. In the chat, can you type in 0, 1, 2, or 3 to tell me how many you got? So 0 means you made a mistake on each part, which is fine. 1 means you got one part correct. 2 means you got 2 correct. And 3 means you got the whole thing. Can you put in 0, 1, 2, or 3? We're still learning, so it doesn't matter. And I'll just have Miss Frederick keep track. I won't show that in the video, okay? So Miss Frederick, if you could just check and maybe let me know how many kids were struggling.
Can you repeat the instructions one more time?
So there's 3 parts here. I want you to tell us how many you got right. 0 means you got all 3 parts were not good. You got all 3 wrong, which is okay. We're still learning it. 1 means you got 1 part correct of these 3 circled items. 2 means you got 2 parts correct. And 3 means all 3 of them were correct. So can you enter a 0, 1, 2, or 3?
Okay. So far, so good with the 3 that's responded, but we're still waiting then for what, a good 9, 10?
Yeah, okay. I'm wondering if some people maybe didn't try. We'll do another one. I want everybody to update us then on this next one. I'll make a poll for the next one. So here we're going to work backwards. So this is the other part of the learning intention is if we can go one way, we need to be able to also go backwards. So when we look at these, we need to identify the center and the radius. Remember, the radius is r squared. That's where this piece comes from. And then the center is hk. If the equation is negative, that means it's positive in the coordinate and vice versa. So this says -4. That means it's going to be regular 4. This says -2. That means it's going to be positive, regular 2. What number squared is 36? What is r?
6.
6. If you aren't sure what to do, you guys, what you do there is you go square root 36. That's 6. That's what's going to go there. A lot of students put 36 right here, and that's wrong. You need to do the square root, okay? All right, let's do one more together. So, here, ooh, what's weird here? What's the weird part there? That looks different.
There's no official number for it.
There's no official number for it. So we haven't added or subtracted anything. And in this case, we could add or subtract 0, right? And it's still going to be x. So if there's nothing there like that, what you're going to do is assume it's 0, okay? And since this is a positive 10, that means in the coordinate, it's going to be a negative 10. And then to find the radius, we need to do the square root of 25, which is how much, folks?
5.
Beautiful. Okay, so I want you guys to come up with the next one. I'm going to ask you guys to tell me how many parts you got correct, okay? So I want you to come up with the coordinate and with the radius. The 3 parts are this one, 2, and 3. Okay, you should come up with 3 things, and we're going to see how many you got right. I'm going to create a poll while you work on that. Okay, I'm not going to launch it yet because we're not done. So take another 30 seconds to answer these. All right, so here's what we get. This is going to be, since this is a +7 in the coordinate, it's going to be -7. Since this is a -3 in the coordinate, it's going to be a +3. The radius is the square root of 100, which is 10. So there's 3 parts there, -7, 3, and 10. I want to know how many you got correct. Did you get 0 correct, 1 correct, 2 correct, or all 3? That includes the sign. Okay, so I want everybody to answer. Did you get 0, 1, 2, or 3 correct? The poll is in the upper right corner. I am going to use this for attendance, you guys. This is going to be your attendance question. Everybody needs to answer, or you're unfortunately going to be marked absent. So we have 5 out of 11. It's about half. Oops. 6. All right. So again, -7, 3, 10. How many did you get correct? If you do not answer, you are going to be marked absent because that means you're not listening. All right. I'm going to end the poll in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you. If you guys don't mind answering, I'll do this after the recording is done. But those of you that said you got 2 right, in a minute, I want to hear which one you got wrong. I'll wait till I'm done recording. So we already talked about this last part. It says if you have a negative number in the coordinate, what happens in the equation? What happens, you guys? If the number is negative in the coordinate, so if it's negative here, what happens there?
It's flipped in the equation.
Yes, it's flipped to positive. Sorry, that got really messy. Positive. And then, so one way to remember how the equation and coordinate relate could be their opposites. Okay. I'm going to stop recording. Okay.